You are now listening to Dear Dope Chick, a weekly podcast created to inspire and energize women to live life on their own terms. I'm your host, Felicia, and here is today's dose of dope. Dear Dope Chick, welcome and welcome back. How you feeling today? How you living today? Are you ready today to take some action? For those of you who are new here, Dear Dope Chick is an action-based podcast. So what does that mean? That means that every single episode, you are challenged to take one small step that aligns with living life on your own terms. That means you're taking one small step that aligns with the lifestyle that you most desire. Now, whether or not you want to take that step today is your choice. It's always going to be your choice. That is the freedom of living life on your own terms. You can do exactly what you would like to do on your time. I'm always going to encourage you to take a step. I do believe that taking steps, however great or small they are, puts you in the position to take charge of your life. You're no longer a victim, you are a victor. You're victorious because you are taking matters into your own hands and saying, this is how I choose to live my life. You are making decisions that best serve you, but not only you. Because when you show up as your best, it benefits everyone around you. Everyone can benefit from your best. So I encourage you to always put your best foot forward. Always choose what's in alignment with living your best life and living life on the terms in which you would want to live it. So when you're ready to do something that you have never done before and to take charge of your life and live it to its fullest, to experience the richness and the fullness of life, to see your perceived failures become successes, go ahead and take that step today. You owe it to yourself to steer your life in the direction that you've always wanted to go, and you can do that today. Like last week's episode, this episode will continue building. So if you aren't familiar or haven't heard any of our previous week's episodes, any of them, you can take a listen so that you can better understand the purpose behind them. Now, you don't have to listen to them right now, obviously. We are listening to this one, but definitely put that on your to-do list. And if this action is not the action that you want to take today, revisit some of the previous ones and see if that is something that will put you into activation mode today, something that will get you moving forward towards the direction of your dreams. In an email that I shared with our Daily Dose of Dope community this week, I mentioned how failure itself is a shit starter. I got some good responses from this email, and I wanted to share with you what I spoke about in the email and how failure is indeed a shit starter. So think about it. The last time you failed at something, you knew in that moment you didn't ever want to do whatever you did that particular way again, especially if it made you feel extremely disappointed. The experience may have been, trying out a new recipe for your family and they gave you the, this ain't good. I don't know if y'all have ever been there before. I've been there before. We can do something better here, or it could be something such as public speaking. You speak in front of a big crowd and how you guys is doing tonight? You guys looking good, improv comedy type situation. I mean, you could have completely bombed. But that one bad experience, something that we deem as failing, can put a bad taste in our mouths and make us want to wash our hands of the whole situation. Sometimes we don't even want to revisit it because of how bad or how disappointed or just how it made us feel. We don't want to experience that feeling anymore. I want to remind you that one, feelings are fleeting. You can feel good 1 minute, bad 1 minute, excited 1 minute, happy 1 minute, sad another minute. These are things that do not necessarily have to stick around. You can change how you feel. That doesn't mean that you don't feel your feelings. This means that you acknowledge the feeling that you are feeling, but also understand that you have the power to change how you want to feel. So Don't allow your feelings to stop you from doing what you need to do. But also, too, you not wanting to do an activity isn't exactly starting shit. So you're sitting here like, okay, well, what does that have to do with failure being a shit starter? I mean, you're telling me I don't want to do it anymore. So how is that starting shit? Well, how failure starts shit is by putting you up on game. It is an information superhighway. Now you know. Now you know what doesn't work. Now you can decide how do you like to use this newly acquired information. Now you can choose what you'll do next. Failure is the start of something new, the start of something fresh. When you fail, it's giving you a new perspective. It gives you a new pathway. It gives you a new direction. It's telling you, okay, this didn't work. So let's explore an option that may work. Let's try something different. It gives you an advantage that you may not have had otherwise had you never acted, had you never stumbled across it. And stumbling across something means that you took some action. It means you're moving, right? So because you took some action and didn't get exactly what you wanted or expected from the experience, you now can do something different. Through failure, you have the opportunity to course correct and decide what you will do moving forward. So for today's action, I want you to fail. I want you to fail. I'm in no way wishing failure upon your life or anything like that, but I do believe that you failing today will put you in a position to really get out there and go for what the fuck you want to go for. I really do believe that. I believe that once you fail and you see that this is not working for you, this lifestyle is not working for you, the one that you are living right now is not in alignment with who you are, who you say you are. When you see that, it can be the kick in the ass that you need to do something different for your life. I don't know what failure will look like for you today either. Failure can manifest itself in many different ways. Maybe it looks like, again, a failed recipe, but it also can be a failed relationship or anything of that nature. Anything that you would deem as failure doesn't mean that it really is failure. It just means that it's something that you see as failure. Failure and success go hand in hand. You fail before you succeed, right? There are levels to this. Children don't come out of the womb walking. They have to start somewhere. They have to start with the smallest motion forward. And sometimes they can't even roll. They can't even get their rolls together. But once they start rolling, oh man, can't tell them shit. Next thing you know, they're crawling. Next thing you know, they're walking. So it takes steps, but it doesn't mean that you can't get to the goal that you want to get to. Over the course of the week, let's reset our mindset around the word failure and not look at it as something so terrible. It's not horrible. It's not a bad thing that's happening. Remember, we have to approach life as not good, not bad, just is, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with failing. It's what we've put, the conditions that we've put on failure that make it look like it's the wrong thing to do. Failure is exactly what you need to make living life on your own terms happen for you. In order to tweak your lifestyle to align with exactly what you want, you're going to have to fail. My question to you is, how the hell do you succeed without failing? Okay, hang tight. I'm coming back with my final thoughts after this. Show notes for this episode and all past episodes can be found on adailydoseofdope.com. That is adailydoseofdope.com. Join the community, fam. I really want to see you there. Every day is full of encouragement, inspiration, and is designed to ignite and energize you into forward motion, to ignite the flame of passion into action. Enjoy daily texts and emails, have the opportunity to discuss with other dope chicks, and really start the transformation that is living life on your own terms. adailydoseofdope.com. I cannot wait to see you there. So my final thoughts are this. How do you even know what success feels like if you aren't failing along the way? It is the first step to success. Failing is the first step to success because then you can figure out exactly the direction that you want to go. And you still might be tweaking it along the way, but you know it's not where you just been, right? You know it's not it's not there. And it might take some revisiting when the time is right, but you've been through that experience before. You see that you are not ready for it, or you need more tools, you need more knowledge, you need more skills, you need more connections, you need to get out there more. It's telling you something. The information is there. Will you use the information to better serve you in your life so that you can start making the decisions that are best for you moving forward? Go out and get some shit started today. You want what you want, and you are in the process of finding your way to where it resides. It's not like you're going in, putting in all this work, hoping to fail. Yes, the hell you are. This is exactly what you're doing. You're going after what you want and getting the most out of your experiences because you have that attitude, because you have the attitude that failure is an option. It's definitely an option. And I'm not ruling failure off the table, but I won't know what works until I do it. And so I don't give a damn if I'm failing or not. I don't care what other people think. Because that's really what it's about, right? We don't want to fail because we don't want to see people, we don't want people to see us, as imperfect beings. But we all are imperfect beings. And we all are perfectly made to figure life out in a systematic way. We go about living life by trial and error, by doing things, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and then implementing that information so that we can continue to thrive, right? So you have to fail. In order to get the success that you want, you're going to fail. When we stop associating failure with something being messed up, we can celebrate it as the shit starter that it is. There's no safety in avoiding failure, fam. The ebbs and flows are all a part of the process. Get up and start some shit today. You can definitely do this. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen, to actively engage in this podcast by actually doing work. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for doing all of that. But most importantly, I want to thank you for being you. I'll see you in the next episode. For more dope messages, be sure to visit adailydoseofdope.com and become a member. Also, cop your dope merch at deardopechick.com and follow us on all of our social media at Dear Dope Chick, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, be you, be dope. Love, P.